All right, thank you, folks. We'll call our Board of Town Council, sorry, meeting to order, and please rise for the pledge.
United States of America.
All right, thank you, folks. Roll call, Kate.
I see Kate.
I'm here. I couldn't hear you ask my name if I was here, but I'm here.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah.
Councilor Capola,
Here.
Mayor Krasinski,
Here.
Councilor Payanessa,
Here.
Councilor Prusen, Councilor Rosso,
Here.
Councilor Deitch.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you, Kate. Next up, we just have a proclamation, which I will read in honor of our holiday, Juneteenth. The town of Berlin recognizes that June 19th is celebrated nationwide as Juneteenth, and that it serves to commemorate the emancipation of enslaved African Americans within our nation. We further recognize Berlin's role in the abolition movement and its contributions towards obtaining emancipation for those who were enslaved. Physical and historical reminders of this history stand within our town to this day, specifically the Hotchkiss House, located at 289 Main Street in Kensington, which housed a local abolitionist and served as a stop on the Underground Railroad. The journey north on the Underground Railroad was long, hard, and dangerous, but worth it for so many looking to escape slavery in the South. We recognize the courage and sacrifice the Hotchkiss family made by opening their home to shelter the brave souls along their road to freedom. So we hereby, the town of Berlin hereby does proclaim June 19th as Juneteenth to honor and celebrate our African American citizens and all those who aided and supported their emancipation. So thank you for that. Okay. On to our audience of citizens. Anyone wishes to speak? Yes, sir. Oh, did we have a sign in? Either one.
Boy.
George Miller, 1231 Orchard Road.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
So, good evening. What I want to do is address one of your agenda items. It's not a public hearing, so I wanted to talk about the 680 Four Rod Road tax abatement.
Oh, yeah.
Asking for.
Yeah.
Before I started, I did a little research and whatever, and I just tried to ground myself on what a tax abatement overall in general, high level is intended to be. And what I came up with, it's really a tool of necessity. It should be reserved for projects that cannot happen without town help, that provide fairly massive public benefit. Things like affordable housing or hundreds of permanent jobs coming into the town and so forth. So with that, let me talk about this project. I'm here tonight to strongly urge the council to actually reject the recommended 7-year tax abatement of JSJ Berlin Development at 684 our road. While I'm excited about to see a new business development in town, specific incentives, in my opinion, is sort of a misuse of public funds for 3 clear reasons relative to what I just said. First, it's the but-for principle is completely missing. The entire purpose of a tax abatement is to convince a developer to choose Berlin over another town. But JSJ is already here. They've done a significant amount of site work. One building's probably about 50% complete. They did not come to us to need a tax break to start the building, which means this is an incentive. To me, it's a retrospective gift of our tax dollars. Second, this is a for sale project, not a long-term lease. Developer is going to build these 54 or so contractor units and then sell them to individual buyers. They're condos that's selling at $300,000+ a piece. pocket their profit and walk away. So a 7-year abatement doesn't help the developer stay in town. It just gives them a massive taxpayer-funded marketing tool to inflate their own sales prices and forces Berlin residents basically to subsidize a private developer's short-term exit strategy. Okay. Third, there's an infrastructure impact. It's heavy. We don't know what's going into these 54 units, but they're intended to be contractor based. That means dozens of heavy trucks, vans, trailers, equipment traveling on Four Rod Road and other adjacent roads every single day, causing substantial wear and tear on our municipal infrastructure. We're looking at waiving potentially over $1 million of taxes over in 7 years, and Berlin taxpayers will be left footing the bill for the road repairs caused by development that isn't paying for its fair share. It seems like Economic Development Commission approved this, but only because it met this high-level criteria of over $3 million and so forth, not looking at what does it do for the town of Berlin, and is it really necessary? So I'm looking at it, it's like, why are we doing this? It's like sunk cost. The developer, he's already sunk a lot of money in it. He's got a lot invested. Hopefully he did the math, and this was a good business venture on his part before he even started. It seems like coming in now for tax abatement is a little bit of gravy that we want to throw the guy. For what purpose? Second, this is going to, think about it, this could potentially, and I hope you would go back to your finance group and tax collectors or whatever, this could be an administrative nightmare. You're looking at giving a tax abatement to people you don't even know, potentially 54 different customers that may be changing over those 7 years, and you're going to have to manage all that, right? So you're going to give a tax abatement, he's going to sell it, he's going to pass that tax abatement on, that gets sold 3 years later, that goes to somebody else. The town finance group is trying to manage those 54 tax abatement things. I don't think that's what we intended to do here. I think Berlin's tax abatement policy was really built to attract either massive long-term employers like manufacturing plants to bring in a lot of permanent jobs, or to help subsidize creation of affordable housing, not to put profits in a developer. I just don't see what this is going to bring to the table. If for some reason you do still decide you want to move forward with this, I would offer somewhat of a compromise proposal. I don't think these tax abatements should be in perpetuity from the perspective over the 7 years that they pass from owner to owner. You want to give the developer a tax abatement, as soon as he sells a unit, it's gone. The tax abatement should be for the developer if you want to reward a developer coming in, not as an incentive for somebody to buy his stuff at an inflated price where he's making a profit on it. He should have had his business model in place to begin with. Should have thought of all this out when he set his prices. Now it's looking like provide this added incentive to other people to come in and buy it. Probably, I'm speculating, but maybe at a slightly increased price, because you're going to get a 50% tax abatement for 2 years and a 40, then a 30. You got a good deal for 7 years type of deal. That shouldn't be what we're trying to do. If you want to do that, let me know. I'm going to go in the real estate business and I'm going to start doing the same thing. I'll start building houses and ask for tax abatement, and I'll sell it to whoever, and I'll pass it on, as the cost, and we'll start giving people tax abatements in that regard. I'd be careful. This is a slippery slope, I think, in terms of what we're trying to do here. That's all I had. Thank you.
All right, thanks, George.
Kate, I had some comments. These are what I spoke. I know you guys are going to talk about it later, just to cover the points that I made.
Thank you, George.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
Appreciate that.
Can I chime in, please? This is John Gagas. I'm the owner of the property on 684 Rod Road.
Is he-
Yes, you'd be next in the audience of citizens. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you taking the time. The gentleman that just addressed you is utilizing some information that's not accurate. So let me please bring the information to you that is accurate. We went day one with Chris Edge for the tax abatement. We've been working on a tax abatement for over 2 years. So to pose that we're coming in last minute for a tax abatement is completely false. And the tax abatement was built into our model. from day one. So unfortunately, the initial tax abatement was
Yeah.
to transfer to the individual buyer. The gentleman was completely mistaken. The tax abatement is only for the owners of the property. So basically, this tax abatement, our plan is to sell them. We will get limited benefit for this 7-year tax abatement as we plan on selling these, hopefully within a 3-year time frame. And that tax abatement goes away because it's not transferable to the buyers. So I don't agree with really any of his points. This is not the planning and zoning to bring up wear and tear on the town. It's been properly approved. We've done our traffic studies. So everything that we brought forward started over 2 years ago, well before we went to any commission. And that started with the marketing plan that the town brought forward to us. The town paid for over 50% of the marketing plan to sell the land. And it was zoned a certain way for that to happen. We took that, and when we sat down with Chris, we laid out what the future tax abatement could be, and we were going a whole different direction where the tax abatement would be on every individual unit. As we went through this, we met with the town assessor, we met and the internal information that was brought back to us from the town manager and the court through corporation counsel is that we could not do that through state statute. That was not something we liked. That hurt us from a business model standpoint. So we are not benefiting very much from this tax abatement over 7 years. It's really going to be whatever we're building in progress that will help us over the first 2 or 3 years. I don't want to be building 6 years from now. Trust me, that's not how this model was built. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. So for someone to come in and state that, that's not accurate. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them further.
Can I get his name again? I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Can I get your name again?
Yeah, it's John Gagas, Gagas.
Thank you.
And I'm one of the principal owners of JSJ Berlin Development.
Yeah, I appreciate your comments. We'll be obviously talking about this tonight, and I do remember that part of it, that I think the initial proposal was to pass it on to the buyers of those units, which I think all realized, obviously that was not the correct way. We couldn't do it that way. So we certainly had I remember that discussion about that when we talked about the abatement on this policy going back a ways. So I do remember that part, but yeah, we'll be talking about it tonight. So appreciate your input, John.
Thank you.
And we still are in the audience of citizens, so you're next, I think. Oh, someone else who's next? Dixon line? Whoever. There we go. All right.
Speaking of the same thing that George was speaking of.
Oh, okay.
I'm Rhonda Romas, and I
Hi,
live
Rhonda.
directly across the street from this development. Literally, my driveway is here, and their entrance is here. So I am very close to this whole development. And the way I understood it, when we went to all these P&Z meetings, was that these were going to be rented out for contractors to bring in their equipment. And we had issues about the roads, had issues about even the traffic study, because we have schools and we have traffic problems already. Now, this tax incentive wasn't brought up at any of our meetings at all, completely, not anything that was discussed. And already I've called the police a couple times about noise ordinances and whatnot. So these are tax dollars. The roads are tax dollars. I just, the maintenance of the roads, the police, the well-being of our town, all of it. These tax dollars are being sucked away to be given to a corporation that has enough money to build these huge things. And I have to say huge because even when I saw the floor plans, they were not as tall as they are now. I don't know, there's all kinds of dirt underneath it or whatever, but they're extremely tall. And I don't see how this kind of incentive benefits our town. I just can't, even George was very explicit on exactly why, because he's more of a businessman. I'm just a resident who is, you know, blown away by, it was 8 buildings, now it's 9 buildings. How did that happen? Because even the P and Z meetings, it was 8 buildings, now it's 9. And then big signs went up, why rent when you can own? And I'm like, what? And the possibilities are unlimited. Are they retail? What is going to go in there? Who knows? Who knows what's going in there? Who knows? And it's frightening, actually. So I just want to say a tax break for 7 years, 7 years? That's unthought of, like outrageous, I think. I just have to speak my mind. I know it probably doesn't mean much, but I have to say it. And I feel better by saying it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming in and
Thanks for coming in.
voicing your opinion. It does matter.
Oh, we want to hear from our residents, of course.
Absolutely.
Who's next? Yes,
Now, Dennis, now.
yes, sir, Dennis.
You're up.
You're up, Dennis.
Nobody else is a virgin. Good evening, Mr. Mayor,
How you doing?
members of the council.
How are you, Dennis?
Had the opportunity to talk briefly to an item on your agenda.
Name and address.
That's true. Thank you. Beth. There's one thing I forget, my address. So let me begin by saying my name is Dennis Kern. I speak as the president of the Berlin Land Trust. I live at 57 Cider Mill Road in the village of Kensington, the town of Berlin. And I want to address very briefly a couple of things relating to 940 High Road. First, tonight you have on your agenda two agreements that have been negotiated. The town council helped in the negotiations. Mr. Mahoney helped. I know Ryan worked on them as well. And they are there in appreciation and in a way of a form of compensation to the town for granting us the sum of $255,000 to purchase the 27 acres. It turns out that there's going to be a state conservation easement under the OSWA grant, which was for $800,000 approximately. So Jim Mahoney was concerned not about access to the 20 acres that particular grant applies to, but access to the other 7 acres, which is protected by a separate conservation easement. And the concern was access. All right. And we respect the concern. I mean, access is always an important issue. So there is an access easement, which allows the town to access the property, almost 2.7 or 3 acres in the western section of that 7 acre piece. And there's a map that's been provided to, I think you've seen a draft. And also that access would be granted through this process, and we hope that the town will accept the easement involving that access. And the other part of it is a trail easement. So we know Jim is a master of trails, and he's been working with the engineering department, I believe. At any rate, they laid out a trail system. It's subject to change. Obviously, you can't look at a map and say, here's the trail, because, maybe the geography might require the trail to move a little bit. But we have a trail system. We're offering the town the right to construct, use a trail system. We've agreed to maintain it. All right. And I think that this will work to the benefit of the town. One of the possible uses of that 27 acres is in fact a trail system. And it's a great place for a trail because it has woods, it has fields, it has a hill on the northern side where you can see great distances and also look down upon the farm. So it's a great place for trails, and we're happy to offer this to the town in appreciation for the town's assistance. So we hope that the town council will look favorably on both of those easements. Then a couple of other things. Right now, we're in the process of working on the property. So we've put in a couple of garage doors because nobody was old enough to stand underneath them at the time, so it was thought maybe we ought to replace them.
Huh.
And then the other thing was a new, we're going to have the furnace looked at, we're having an oil tank changed, so we're starting to work on it. We have on our board, we have a master gardener, so she's working with plans to have plantings around the stone house. And we do have a landscaper coming in. Right now, you can't see the stone house from the road because of the brush. I was talking to Steve, and it's brush is a problem all over town, and it's a particular problem on that site. So we're going to be taking the brush down, and then you could, with the plantings, you know, it will be an impressive building. And so again, we're starting to work on this. As part of that, and also to get your ideas, we'd like to have the mayor, the town manager, anybody in, you know, the engineering department, we'd like to have members of the council come through the building
Absolutely.
so that
Like to see it.
once the front is taken care of, when we get the brush down in front, we're going to work with Ryan to arrange a time which is acceptable to most of you. And then we're going to try to have, visits or tours on on some Saturday afternoons. So those of you who can't make a Thursday afternoon or a Friday afternoon can go through on a Saturday afternoon. We're doing this for two reasons. One, we want everybody to appreciate what's happening here. And that house internally, it's a Victorian house, but it's really in good shape. The only, I have to tell you, I don't want any of you to walk down the staircase that the maids used to use. That's a little bit tight. Okay, the staircase there. It's a little narrow and it's a little steep, but I guess maybe maids were more used to that in, 150 years ago than they might be today. At any rate, it's quite a situation inside. It's very, very.
It's wonderful. I've been inside and it is absolutely fabulous.
Isn't it?
It really is.
You
It's
look,
exciting. This is exciting.
it is exciting. And the other reason we want you to come, not only to appreciate what you've helped us do, but we want you to come for ideas. Because we really are looking for ideas about how to use this property for the best use of the environment and also the community, the town in general, and the cultural aspects of it. So you may have ideas that you can share with us, so we want you to come if you can. Now, in terms of, I saw the mayor the other day at that festival that almost
I think you saw George there, right?
Yeah,
Did you see,
Yes.
George,
George
Washington popped
George
over.
Washington.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. At any rate, the finances, we're not,
Are you there yet?
yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. You may have a few questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions about what I said so far?
No.
Okay.
No.
So,
Love to see it, by the way. Want to see it. I think I told you
Very
that the other day too.
yeah,
Want to see.
I
it.
think it's gonna be exciting for
Cool.
everybody to go through that.
Yeah.
So, in terms of and most of the work for the financing has been done by Honor Lawler and the Trust for Public Land. They have access to people and ideas. And if you have access to people and ideas, that helps with fundraising, right? So, we have already about $2.67 million in grants. We're still looking for one more grant of about $300,000 from the Highlands. We've been told, we were afraid that wasn't going to be offered, but we are now told that it will be offered. We will be able to apply for it in October, and it will be awarded in January. So we now have to wait to January for the last part of the acquisition.
Because it's 1.7 total, right?
It's actually 1.9 something,
Oh,
1.95, because
Okay.
TPL had some costs involved.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So it's quite, it's a big project.
So we're almost there.
And then, with the legislature gave us, you assisted us with $255,000. The Connecticut OSWA grant is $822,000. And the legislative grant that was passed recently is $190,000. So when we add Highlands in, we hope to be like at 1.6 million, 1.65 million. So that's a lot of grants.
Yeah.
And, that's really impressive. It shows that the cause is a good cause.
Yeah.
So, private grants, the land trust, granted us the 50,000. Marjorie Moore came in with 25,000. The Community Foundation of New Britain with 20,000. And the CLCC, which is the Connecticut, Land Conservation, Group, they're offering up us 127,000. So all of these grants, I mean, this is real money, and it's really, it's a great thing to see because it indicates the potential of this property. I mean, if this property didn't have potential, we would not be able to, or TPL would not be able to get those grants. At any rate, as we speak now, in private donations, we've had fundraising drives, as you know, and we have over almost $110,000 from our private fundraising drives from the community. So we now figure we need about $55,000 more, approximately. So we're going to start a phase 3 to the community asking for assistance. So we'll do probably another mailing. We may have a raffle. We're going to try to have some more community involvement to get up to that $55,000 goal. So we're very happy with TPL. We're very happy with the town support. We have something really great here. We hope you could come to visit. We hope you can come to share ideas with us.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of potential out there. A lot of potential. Does anybody have any questions?
No, just agreed. It's a
Thank you.
wonderful piece of property. Yeah,
I
it's a great
appreciate your
project.
Support tonight of those 2 easements.
Yeah.
Those 2 easements will open up, that plus the easement to the state, which is on the 20 acres, allows public access to almost the entire piece.
Hmm.
And if it looks like to me that the public access will be granted in the front too. It just, right now, we're talking technicalities.
Hmm.
See, so.
Great.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis.
Again, thank you for your.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for your support.
Excited.
Dennis, for doing what you
It'll be
do.
great. It's gonna be some great stuff happening on that property, I'm sure.
Think so.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
We'd like to see you guys
Excited.
there and we work this out.
We'll be there. Absolutely. I
Come
want to see
again.
it.
I'll come again.
Driven by my whole life, never seen the inside.
So cool.
Nice to see it. Yes. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we're still in the audience of citizens. Anyone else? No hands up there, Kate? Okay. We will go ahead and close the audience of citizens. The mayor's update, just one quick thing. Got a lot to do tonight. We have that, I know Kate will remind us, but we have the July 8th, right? We're doing the reading of the Declaration of Independence here in front of Town Hall. And we also I think this kind of came about maybe because we didn't get to have our Memorial Day parade because of the rain. And fortunately, Yankee Peddler Days wasn't as, it turned out well, just the weather didn't cooperate, but it still worked out okay. And we're going to add to it, hopefully trying to organize it now, a parade or a walk. I don't know what to call. I don't know if I call it a parade, but we just want to have a bunch of folks together walking from Main Street and Kensington Road up to the town hall. Like, I think the reading of the Declaration is at 6 o'clock, right, on the 8th, July 8th. And it shouldn't take that long to make that walk. And someone that I told about it, and it's for the community to walk. Anybody could walk in it. Sports teams, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, whoever. Just a little walk up, and then we'll have the presentation here at Town Hall to read the Declaration of Independence, like happened back in the day, 250 years ago. Similar, a little different out there today, perhaps, but hopefully. It looks pretty good. So yeah, we'd like to see what we can get that organized, and I think it should be pretty interesting if we can do that. And it is from not that whole walk, but someone already measured it for me when I mentioned that. It's 1,776 steps from around, I believe, the convalescent home. So call it the 1776 steps, okay?
Get you there.
You get easy walk. Anyway, that's coming up, so we'll have more about that as we get a little bit closer. So, all right, so on to our consent agenda. We've all read through it. I'm not going to read all the topics 1 through 9, various donations, and approving the early voting location at Town Hall for the August primary and the November election, and waiving some police fees for traffic control at the concerts on the green. Actually, the concerts on the green are coming up. July 18th is the first one. The green by St. Paul's in conjunction with St. Paul's in the town. June 18th. Yeah, I'm sorry. June 18th, July 23rd, and August 20th. There's 3 this year, so see if you guys can make it to some or all of those. One band is the one we always have had there, which is great, and the Locomotion. And then there's 2 other different bands this year, I think, than we had before. So that's coming up. So anyway, that's on our consent agenda. So we'll go ahead and take a motion on that, Charlie.
I move we accept the consent agenda as provided.
Thank you. Second.
Second that.
Thanks, Donna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved. All right, on to the town manager's report.
Good evening, everyone.
How we doing?
Doing well. So we'll go through my report. The first up, if you recall, my administrative assistant, Christy Sullivan, retired. Thank you to those who stopped by and attended her retirement celebration here. And I'd like to introduce, we have Allison LaRoche, who will be, who is currently the new administrative assistant in the town manager's office. She's online now. I don't know, Allison, if you want to say hi. I know you'll be working with the council quite a bit. So,
Hi.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, how are
you?
you guys?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I know
Welcome.
I have big shoes to fill with Christy leaving, but I look forward to supporting Ryan and the town council, the staff, and all of our residents.
Thank you,
and
Allison.
meeting all of you in the future.
Glad to have you.
Good luck to you.
Yeah,
Thank
good luck.
you. Thank
Looking
you.
forward to working with you.
Allison will be taking sizes for the shirts after.
Yes, the shirts. Yeah, where's Mark? What happened to Mark and the shirts? He's not here tonight.
I haven't told Allison about the shirt.
All right. Well, she'll learn quickly, I'm sure, about the various idiosyncrasies of the council,
Yes.
different things.
Thank you, Allison.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I do want to announce another new hire. We have a new economic development director who will be starting on July 6th. His name is Kevin Bielmeyer. He is formerly the economic development director for New Milford as well as Southbury, and is the current president of the Connecticut Economic Development Association, or CEDAS. So Kevin brings some experience and will be starting soon. So we're looking forward to working with Kevin when he gets here. Vesta. So I know we had talked about the Knights of Columbus and having a groundbreaking in June. We discussed with Vesta. They, of course, reached out to the Department of Housing. The commissioner likes to attend these events and was unavailable in June. So we're looking at a new date of July 24th now. It's will be a Friday. I believe it's 11 o'clock. And so we'll get you more details. There is going to be a formal invitation list. I know the representative of each, you're already on the list, and we're adding the council as well. So so stay tuned on that. Look for that. And speaking of affordable housing, so we have had some conversations. I just wanted to give the council a heads up on this because I'd like to have a future agenda item, most likely in July, discussing. I've talked with Mayor Mark about the need to continue to expand upon affordable housing in Berlin, especially now that we're above that 10% threshold and we want to stay above that 10%. And so there's an area that is just, what area is it? It's southwest. It's in the southwest corner of Pistol Creek. There is a 9.72 acre property. I can pass this map out. It's on the corner of, it's on Atkins Street. And so we had preliminary conversations with Vesta, say, hey, if we were to issue an RFP looking for developers, is this something that, you know, you might be interested in? And they're very interested, and I'm sure there's other companies that might be interested in this as well. But it's a preliminary conversation, and if we were to go out to RFP, there's no saying that we would have to move forward with it either. We could see what is out there. But this area did look like it could potentially be a good area for some kind of a development, and it would not interfere with the current Pistol Creek walking trails or anything like that.
You mentioned that's on Atkins. So is that if you're heading towards Meriden on the right-hand side or
Middletown.
There's Middletown there.
Middletown, I'm sorry, on the right-hand side there?
Yes. Yeah, I can.
Past that, I'd like to, take a
but
peek at
yeah,
that. Thank you.
2B, area 2B on that.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Okay.
Oh, the Rio Vista property, yeah.
Didn't they want to put, reduced lots in there at one time? Is that the same?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, I thought they were
I'd like
looking
to do
for something there in the
before,
past, right?
yeah.
Were we looking for something there in the?
Pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, we don't.
Developer.
Yeah.
don't want-
Well, yeah,
don't think we-
we're exempt from 830G right now, so
Right.
we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
The concern is that we stay above that. And so every year, they update the numbers and the percentages. And so we're so close, I think it's 10.13 right now. And so a lot of that is made up of CHFA loans that we don't know from year to year, that can change, it can fluctuate. So if we can get a project, senior housing or that helps us, continue that and to stay above that 10%. So, in conversations with Jim Mahoney, we felt it was worth the council's consideration. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. We'll
So as I'm looking at this, am I holding this properly?
yeah, I mean,
Okay, and this is Atkins, right? Here?
no,
No.
Atkins is
Or is it
it's on your right side. So if you look,
here?
yeah, that's
Yeah, I think that's it.
yeah.
Donna, I can't, it looks like that's probably it.
Yeah, it's the property where your thumb is.
Oh, where my thumb
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
down and through here.
that 2B property.
2B.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
further down the road there on
further down,
Atkins,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is that right? That's
Yeah.
right by the Middletown border, right, somewhere?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
That's certainly worth the conversation.
Yeah,
See
so I
what
just wanted to give
happens.
you a heads up so it didn't come out of left field
Mm.
on when we talk about it. YMCA update. So I had a conversation with John Benigni today at the Y. He has sent over a draft RFP to the town for us to review. If you recall, the Y has to follow Town of Berlin procurement procedures. And so staff here are reviewing that RFP, and the RFP is to engage an architect engineer for this project. And so I have asked John, I said, the council is always, before at every meeting, if you could be so kind as to send me an update. So we'll continue to have updates on the Y going forward as well. And so I just want to let you know they are working on that. We continue to work on that. Cameras at the high school, we talked about it at the last meeting. Some good news on that. There is the electricity has already been installed, or the conduit. So we just need to purchase cameras. We're looking right now at a funding source. So we're at the end of the fiscal year. I don't have a good funding source yet. I've been working with our finance director, Kevin Delaney, and I hope to have some options for you at a meeting in July. And I just wanted to, as far as the timeline, I know this is a priority. So does that sound good? We'll get you some options in July. So
Yeah, and for the folks listening, if you haven't heard, this is for the protection of our field there. The field behind the high schools had some damage to kids, I guess, riding motorized bikes on the turf field, which is, ripping up our turf, and $1 million field there. So we got to do something to protect that, and, perhaps identify the violators and dissuade them to do that anymore. So, unfortunately.
Miss anything on that? That's good.
You good?
All right. And then I know our registrars, we were talking about some space for the registrars in the
Yes.
registrar office. I did help with Zabishik. We were able to relocate one of these large machines. So
They're
the state,
huge.
Yeah.
it is huge.
Yeah, it's
The
a big
state
machine.
keeps adding requirements on the registrars, on the clerks, on really everyone. And with that came additional storage requirements and additional equipment. And the state doesn't give us extra room to put it in.
Of course not.
And so the registrar office has gotten smaller and smaller because of that. So we did relocate one of the largest machine, which is now safe and secure and outside of the room. And I'm continuing to work with the registrars to maximize the space there. We've had some conversations with Doug, maybe about moving a wall, maybe about the mailroom is there. I don't know if the mailroom may be able to be revamped and
We shrink that a little bit.
shrink it. That was
Yeah.
my idea. The
Yeah.
registrars want the whole mailroom, but then I don't know where the mail's going to go. So
Yeah.
So another area that we could put the mail, I'm just wondering.
yeah,
Maybe.
looking
Yeah,
for it.
only because clearly we all visited
Yeah.
that room and it's tight and we haven't even started. You know how that goes and all the stuff that they have to store. I mean, I saw all those boxes lined up for the absentee ballots and stuff like that. I mean, there's nowhere to move. You've got 4 people in that very small area. It's tough.
It is.
tough.
It is.
And there's no privacy for the supervisors, if you will, to have any kind of conversation either. It's difficult. But I'm sure you'll
We're
find
working
a
it.
great solution
At least
to
right
it.
now, the
At least that big thing is out of there because you couldn't even move in that room.
move. You can
Yeah.
move
Okay,
now.
thank you for doing that. I
Did
appreciate
they move that big table too?
Well, the
that big
table's
table?
still there, but
The table makes no sense.
replace the table to get a small,
Yes.
you get a smaller table. I think.
Yes.
So these are the nuances
Yeah.
that we're working.
The table in that room makes no sense at all. I don't know why they even
Where's that
have it.
Maybe
table?
you
Let's
should
see.
come to our conversations with the.
I'm happy to. I did tell them that, let's
Make it a
get a
party.
smaller
Make it a
table.
party.
We've offered.
And if they need a big,
They use it to work
I don't,
Only
they
a
do,
Yeah.
when
if they need the
books
space.
together.
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's what the new
that-
conference room is for, though. The new conference room, they could book that. That's got a huge table. They can use that. And from what I understand, they only use that table to put some books together for the couple of the different elections. But I mean, that's what that conference room is for, everyone, but certainly for them to use during a time that they would need it, and a smaller table in there for day to day. I mean, that's what I understood when they were explaining it. Just, I don't know where that huge table
Where's the
even came
table
from.
at? Where
In the
was
middle of the room, in the second room. Remember how
that
big-
second room? I saw that big, huge.
Just the machine.
Machine.
Got rid of that.
Okay,
But
but
there's
where
still a
was
big
the,
right in
there's
the
a
middle of
table
the room.
next to that machine?
Oh, yeah, it's right.
Go and look at it again.
Blocking it the last time you were.
Probably the
Yeah.
machine had the whole room, let's face it,
And those boxes. we
Those
should be able
boxes
to
are
move
terrible.
those.
Those needs
I've
come
offered
out
to
of there.
relocate the boxes too, because those boxes don't need
Where are
to
they?
be secure.
No. Okay, so they're not, I was going to ask you, they don't need to be secure.
Yeah, I can find.
Yeah.
Find a spot
we
for
can
them.
find that,
Oh, yeah. That would clear up a lot in the front room.
I'm
You're working on it
He's
now.
working on it. You're working on
finding
it.
the
We know
details,
that.
but-
Yeah, we
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for doing that.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to touch on this. I hate to bring this back, but I think it's worth having a conversation about we had conversations in the past about the senior center having an event sponsorship policy.
Yes.
at The senior center.
Yes.
And what happened recently was one of the congressional candidates who running, Luke Bronin, asked to do a presentation, a meet and greet at the senior center. The senior center director reached out to me, and I said, and then just confirming, as long as the other candidate has equal time and has a similar event, I felt like it's fine. But again, I don't feel like these should just be coming to the town manager every time. It would make sense to have a policy that we could defer to so that, it's not the manager, it's not the director that's, giving a thumbs up, thumbs down every time somebody sends an email. So Mayor Mark suggested we maybe discuss this again at a few.
We never finished, really.
Yeah.
I think we never really finished that policy, right?
No, we didn't.
We had fixed it, right, Jeff? We worked on it, I think, quite a bit, right? And
Did work on it.
we just
yeah,
kinda-
But I guess we didn't really finalize.
no, we didn't finalize it. And I think we made some good changes to it. Maybe we need a few more. But let's bring it back again just to look at it and discuss it again.
Yep.
Maybe at the next council meeting or?
Will do.
All right, yeah. I think we're almost there from what I recall.
We had a final.
Yeah, we had a final, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can look at it again and
Needed.
so we can allow things like that to occur, but I agree, it should be just a policy. Most towns have it for their, I think we have a policy right in the library. So we never have it at the senior center, so we should do the right thing and adopt something like that.
All right. And lastly, we have our annual Town of Berlin Employee Appreciation Day
Yeah,
coming.
what's
It's
that?
a week from tomorrow. You're all invited. It's at 1:00. And so this is a little different. The town hall and town offices will close at 1:00 on Wednesday, June 24th, for the remainder of the day, for the employee, from 1 to 4:30 will
1 to
be the
4:30.
appreciation day. So it's is that the Italian club? It's at the Italian,
Oh, okay.
just like last year. So
That's would you say the
24th at 1,
is that
24th?
24th at 1.
24th at 1:00? And I will yield the rest of my time to the town clerk.
I just want to bring everybody up to date on the scavenger hunt.
Yes.
Went on last weekend and the weekend before. My understanding is that there was 178 participants.
Wow.
Some of them, today was the last day to hand in your paperwork, so that may change. But what I thought was interesting is I had a meeting last night to finish up Yankee Peddler Day, and 3 of the people that were in attendance are all natives of Berlin. And they actually did the scavenger hunt, and they could not believe the fact that they have lived in this town for 40 years. They did not know some of this history. And they were thrilled with it. And to the point that one of them wants to try to get the schools involved in some of this. So I think Mary Catherine LaRose and also Chris Barlow needs a big, round of applause for all their work. The committee did a great job, and I think overall it was a great event.
Nice
Great.
job.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Job well done.
Yeah, that's great, Kate. Thanks for everybody working on it.
That's it for my report.
That's it. All right, appreciate it, Ryan, thanks. So council communications, what do we have, folks? Anything
I'd like to go back to the affordable housing thing and get an update on our town trailer park. At one time, as the leases were renewing, the ownership, there was a caveat put in that they had to be affordable housing. And it seems like there's less and less units there all the time. Do we have a plan for that property? Are we going to put new units in or try to phase out the park? I'd kind of like to know where we're going with that.
I thought the plan always was to phase that out ultimately, and that they weren't going to transfer ownership if the folks that were in it decided to leave it or left it. So they couldn't sell it, but I think some of that has occurred though as time went
The
on.
units have changed hands.
Yeah, which I didn't think that was the plan when
Wasn't.
we took it over, because we really don't want to be in,
I mean,
As I recall,
Right.
Bob Peters set that up because they moved the
they had
trailer
nowhere
park
to go.
off the highway.
Right.
And he felt that we should
Right.
have something somewhere for them to go.
And the folks that were there at the time.
But I think the land records should state that they can't be, once the person who inhabits it leaves, they shouldn't be resold. It was supposed to be a
That's
temporary.
what I
are
thought.
they even recorded deeds? Are they a motor vehicle or a building? Because they don't own the land.
I think they're on the land records.
You're on the land
It
record.
was changed back in, I think, 1986, where they were taken off as motor vehicles and put on as
Building.
the land records.
So they're their own buildings on leased property.
Yes.
Correct.
And then when they are, and there's a series of paperwork that has to be done when they're moved or removed or anything like that.
Yeah, the town really doesn't want to be in the landlord business, but
We had talked.
did
about
to help
selling-
them.
We had talked at selling the park at one point.
Yes.
and
yes.
Different ideas. I wonder where we're going. We're just gonna let it phase out.
I think that's how we left it. Jeff, any other, what, did we remember what I know we talked about it.
I took
right.
a ride by as usual, and
Yeah.
once we cleaned it up, it looks it's
It's
pretty
nice.
presentable.
Yeah, that's nice.
So unless we got complaints,
Yeah,
people living there,
but some units are gone now, right?
Mhm.
Units have.
Yeah.
There's less units, which,
Seems like there's always less units. Is that our plan, just to
yes.
get rid of it? Now we're get rid of 4 or 5 affordable units, whatever's left there.
Well, I think that was the plan. We don't really want to be in that landlord business.
No, but we
there,
had talked at one time putting the thing out for sale too.
Yeah, we talked about it, but before, Ryan, we had a couple people that were interested, but I don't think we were comfortable with what.
There seems to be a lot of commercial development on that strip, and they do put up a couple nice looking buildings, and there's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
The land's gonna become available, I think it'll be pretty valuable.
I mean, it's probably I don't know how many units are left there. I don't know. Half a dozen,
Like
10?
13 or
Is it that many
something.
left?
I don't know.
I don't think it's that.
It
many.
may not be anymore.
6 or 7. I
Yeah,
think.
it's
Yeah, not many, right?
That's all that's.
Yeah, there's a lot of empty spots there now, so.
All right, so for now, we're just gonna let it,
I think we're just gonna let it phase out, per the agreement, and then we could figure out what
does
to do.
anybody actually monitor to make sure they don't get transferred? Is that?
Yeah, so it's a biannual agreement between the the residents and the town. They're currently coming in to sign those agreements now. Every tenant there or owner there has to come in, and the town clerk is you talk with them too, right?
I'm a witness, yeah.
A witness for each,
So they understand they can't sell the unit.
as far as I'm aware.
So my office has been instructed that, number one, we won't accept any transfers on the mobile home unless it's approved by the town manager's office, because there are some steps that have to be done to see who they're selling to.
I haven't accepted any transfers.
I guess that answers my question. We're just gonna let it die out on its own then.
It would be up to the council, to decide.
And I'm not pushing one way or the other. I'm just trying to understand where we're going.
That's been what I've been told since I started, is that was the plan, but,
Okay.
no, we haven't, since I've been here, really had a conversation.
No, but we had conversations quite lengthy going back on this
Years ago.
council. Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to, we wanted to protect those folks that were there, right? And let them live out their lives as they wanted to there, but in the end, I don't think the decision was not to be a landlord and to
Right.
just let that be, in perpetuity there. That's I think how we had left it, hence
And-
the agreements.
And we didn't get a warm, fuzzy feeling from the guy or the people who wanted to buy.
Yeah, there was a couple of people that came in
Yeah.
over the past couple of years. It just didn't seem like a good
No,
thing to
yeah.
do for the folks living there, really, is what we were most concerned with. So, yeah, I don't think that anything like that worked out, so.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I may,
Sure. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to find out if there's any update on cleaning up that area of the H2O farms there. A lot of people in the neighborhood have been asking me
Yes.
about what's going on. It's kind of a blight. It looks horrible.
Yes.
So I just didn't know if there was any update on that at all. Thank you.
There is. Ryan has that, yes.
I can update, yeah. So unfortunately, we've been in contact with the owner of the property. I've spoken with the owner. Was told that they were going to clean up the property. Our zoning enforcement officer has also spoken. Numerous emails have been back and forth stating that there was going to be activity on that site a week ago, this past Saturday, and come Monday, nothing was done, and so we have moved forward to the enforcement side of this now, and our ZEO has issued a citation, and we are going to pursue that avenue, unfortunately, because I know our planner is on. Maureen, do you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, so he sent out the enforcement order for cleanup, and again, hasn't gotten a response yet. We haven't gotten back the green card yet either. They do have to get sent certified mail, but he also emailed it without any response to the email. But it was still in the response period of time that's allowed by statute. They have, from the time they received the letter, I believe it's 15 days. So we're still in that time period before you can escalate it. But again, like we said, you know, they had communicated they were going to clean it up, and we all drove down the road and got very disappointed that it hadn't gotten cleaned up last weekend or 2 weekends ago. So
Yeah, just doesn't make a good first impression as you come into town from that road. So yeah.
we're following the timeline that we're prescribed that the zoning officer has to follow.
Oh, no, absolutely. Understood. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
Actually he copied the attorney and several others on the order as well. So hoping that, something would push the right buttons.
All right, thanks, Maureen, for working on that. I know I've driven by it myself and have seen it, and it's not looking pretty. Unfortunately, I don't know what the plan is for the The owners weren't the owners looking to do some refinancing to bring
They
that
were,
project
but I
to
think that
fruition?
fell through.
That fell through?
They're still, my conversations with them is financing is a hurdle at this
Working on
time. They're working on it.
But in the meantime, they got to clean it up, which we're working on. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
No reason.
All right, anyone else, counselors? We good?
The girls won, was it fifth,
Yeah, that's right.
5 awards, and my office has the pile of citations for each individual one, along with the coaches. And they're doing an event, I guess, their year-end event is held at Shadow Meadow on Thursday of this week, so I'll be handing
Oh.
those over to them.
Okay.
But yeah,
Is that's we already
the golf, yeah, we already did
we already
something
did
here.
something here.
They wanted individual ones, so they
Oh,
moved
yeah.
back to me,
Right.
so I had Bobby take care of that at the state level, so.
Okay.
So each of them will get now updated to 5 instead of 4,
Okay.
wins.
Yeah, because
So
we
we did it here. We
gave
did
them
it here.
individual
We
ones
did
from the town, right?
from the town.
ones? Yes. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I hadn't had all the individual names, so we
Oh, okay.
got all that.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Well, we
that'll happen on
finish
Thursday.
that up. Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely.
The odd guy not around.
Very
Thursday, but
exciting,
Otherwise,
very
I'd pop
exciting
over there.
stuff.
But yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, that's great. That's phenomenal. Another great sports team in Berlin. What can we
Yay.
say? We're amazing here. Anyone else, folks? Kate, you're good? Mark's not on, right?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yes, I'm good.
So-
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Kate. All right. On to new business then.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you. So agenda item number 1, this was referred to an audience of citizens. This is a proposed tax abatement for JSJ Berlin Development LLC. This is the project on the corner of Four Rod Road in Norton. This is what will be 9 buildings which will house up to 54 contractor units with a total square footage of 74,000. So the application was submitted back in September of 25, and I know as the developer mentioned during the audience of citizens, had been working with Chris Edge and the Economic Development Commission for some time on this. This is a little more unique than your typical run-of-the-mill tax abatement, which, we do, routinely if it complies. It seems to be the directive of the Economic Development Commission and the council has been historically, if a business meets the criteria set forth in the tax abatement policy adopted by the town council, then it likely will pass. And so what's unique about this project is that the developer would like to and plans to sell these units outright after construction. So essentially think of them as condos for contractors that they'd be able to, you'd have an electrician that would have a unit and would be able to work out of there and would purchase that unit. So the reason why this is coming to you now and not back in September or October is because there was a lot of conversation on whether the transfer of that tax abatement from the builder to the eventual owner was allowable. And so there was a lot of discussion with Attorney D'Onofrio and our, at the time, Economic Development Director, the chair of the Economic Development Commission, myself, and our assessor who's here, Joe Ferraro, on how all that would work. And it became kind of insurmountable to entertain that without revamping our tax abatement policy. And I don't know how it would have been done. And so the easiest route here is to give an abatement to the builder, the developer, which would normally, when a tax abatement is approved, the tax abatement, Joe, who I'll invite him to come up, he applies that abatement after the building is CO'd, because at that point, the building's complete and the developer gets the maximum benefit of that tax benefit. So remember that the tax abatement is only on the improvements to real property. It's not on the land. It's on anything that's built. Like, so if you build a house or this structure, it's only on the structure itself. Normally you wait till that structure is complete to start that clock of the tax abatement so that you get that maximum benefit. This is a little different because the developer would like to sell these, and he might not be around in 3 years, as he said, let alone 7. So Joe has indicated that he can start the clock as soon, October 1, start the clock early so that the developer would get that tax abatement for now. But once that is sold, that unit would be carved out of the tax abatement and no longer exist. It would cease to exist. So anyone purchasing that unit would not receive the benefit of the tax abatement, but the developer who's investing resources, time, effort would still be able to enjoy that benefit while he owned that property. And so that was the kind of workaround that we worked on to make this feasible. And so the Economic Development Commission agreed with that, and that's why they approved it. I want to note that the project is estimated to be worth more than what they are at the $3 million tier, which they fell into. But because normally, again, a project is CO'd and what the assessor can put a dollar value to his assessment. But in this, those 9 buildings haven't been built yet, and we don't know, circumstances can change, and we may not see all 9 buildings. And if that's the case, we don't know what that eventual value would be. So that's why the ask today is to approve this incentive at the $3 million range and not the was it $12 million that they had initially applied for. So the $12 million really is we can't do that because we have no proof that the project will be worth that amount when complete. So that's where the $3 million amount came from. Joe, you want to come up? Yeah, come on up.
Come on up, Joe. Hiccup away.
It's always a hiccup.
Yeah, it's always a hiccup. Yes, there always is.
Joe Farrar, I'm the assessor.
Hey, Joe.
Town.
Yes.
Let's put down a date, October 1.
Yep.
So I'll take a snapshot, what's sitting there for October 1.
Hmm.
Whether it's 50% done, 60% done, it doesn't matter, whatever's sitting there.
Whatever's there.
This is where the hiccup comes in. Let's go forward now. And I apply the whatever percentage that he's entitled. Before July 1, he decides he wants to sell one of the units and it transfers.
Okay.
So the new owner is not going to be entitled to that benefit. Unless the ordinance tells me to, under Connecticut law, there's no statute that allows me to remove that benefit from the new owner, that he's not, and the new owner's not entitled to it. And that's, I think, is where the hiccup comes. Are you following me with this?
Well, say that again. So, yeah, so he sells the bill. Yeah,
Got this building.
the one building. Let's talk about one building, the first.
And there's maybe 9 units or 5 units. It doesn't matter.
Yep, it's the building.
From October 1 to when the bills,
Out in June, yeah.
a CO is issued on a unit. The new owner now, because the CO is not going to until he has a buyer. and he's gonna do it per unit. So the CO gets issued on a,
So you're saying per unit, there's multiple units in a building?
correct.
Yes, okay.
So he might have
Make that clear.
5 individual owners. Or
Yes.
the owner might buy 2 units. who
Gotcha.
knows?
Yes.
Once that CO is issued, I know that once he issues it, there's gonna be a buyer.
Yes.
Once that buyer comes forward for the July billing, I have no mechanism to not give the new buyer, the benefit. I can't remove it.
Well, that's not,
No, that's not
that's not,
okay.
that's not a good thing.
Definitely.
Do you follow me on that?
Is that,
Right. I mean, originally when this came to me, and the gentleman, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, the developer's right. I mean, this has been something that has been talked about probably since 2024 at this point. But originally when this came to me, I said, look, the purpose of the policy is to incentivize property owners or potential property owners to invest in the improvement of the property. And so if you have somebody who's coming in and they're investing in the improvement of the property, and then they're, doing it as a condo and divesting it, then the new owner isn't going to necessarily be investing in the property, and the owner that invests the money isn't going to capture the full benefit of the investment, and the buyer is going to, receive the benefit because it's going to run with the land based on the policy. So, that was initially a concern, and Ryan did a really good job of outlining the issues for you, because another concern that I had was a big part of this program relies upon the verification of the cost of the improvements. And, given that this is being done on a relatively unique basis, on a rolling basis with the construction of the units, the ability to verify the total investment and have a clawback was something that I was concerned about, because if you enter into an agreement with the current owner and the current owner doesn't hold the property for the duration of the abatement period, and you've got an opportunity to claw back, how would you enforce that against the subsequent owner? Because the subsequent owner is not a party. They can't be, because they don't exist at this time. They're not a party to the abatement agreement. So if the threshold isn't met, how do we claw back? And then the answer was, well, we'll downstep it to, the $3 million threshold, because we ran some numbers and we said, you're certainly going to meet that. So it went from being the, highest threshold and the maximum benefit to current threshold. But the issue that remains is still, what do you do? It's a policy decision, right? I mean, because on the one hand, this could be the case if you just look at this, right? Let's say that Amazon comes to town and, they want to build a fulfillment center in Berlin, and they get a 10-year abatement, which is consistent with the statute. This was, Berlin's not unique in that regard. There's a state statute that allows municipalities to do this. So under 7148, we do this. A lot of my towns do it. But let's say in that situation, they build the fulfillment center, they spend $100 million, they get the benefit of the 10-year abatement, and then, 5 years into it, their business changes and they sell it to a, grocery distribution company. And then they get, the remaining benefit, that abatement. Because if you look at it, the idea is to incentivize somebody to come and spend money, right? And it generates revenue for the town, because you're creating incremental tax revenue. So you have to decide, are you okay with the idea that somebody who's not investing in the property, not making improvements to the property, would receive that benefit?
I mean, But, go ahead.
Go back to the mechanics of
Yes.
how I would administer it. So we have a snapshot of something incomplete.
Yeah,
Then the CO is issued. The law allows me to prorate that building onto the tax rolls. Once I prorate it on, I have got reason to believe when I do that proration, we're gonna have a new owner.
Mhm.
So that proration, that
Yeah.
difference, when that particular unit is completed, he's gonna get a tax bill, the new owner. Where he may benefit is the one time when I have that incomplete partial building on getting an getting a rebate. So it would be a portion for 1 year that the buyer gets a benefit of that incomplete part.
yeah, I mean, so, I mean, from my perspective, um, we've been very successful with our tax abatement program. It's done wonders for Berlin. You know, getting folks to come to town and bring their business and stay here and, you know, develop it. And this seems very complicated to me, and does not seem to me, my personal opinion, with all I've heard and heard before. We've had this discussion earlier on this issue with this development. I don't really think makes sense to me with what we've done in the past. And I think once we break from what we've done in the past and we go down a different road, that's not a good thing, because
Opens that can of worms.
well, yeah, it wouldn't be fair to folks that might have come before, or, you know, because there's been through the years and recently, not with this development, but some others came back to us and wanted some different changes, which we didn't go with because that's not the deal that they signed up for. I think that was with the land, though, right? I think
Yeah,
that
well, there was,
and there were some other
percentages.
different percentages, right? So
To be
yeah.
fair, it is in keeping with our current tax abatement policy. It is
with the numbers,
it-
with the numbers.
and it's tiered, so
It's tiered, yes, I get that part,
50,
but
50, 40,
Yeah.
it's still,
which is, it's, you know,
Yeah.
it's totally your decision to make.
Yeah.
I will say that.
seems very complicated.
It is, it's definitely more complicated.
And that's not what I don't believe having, you know, we revised it a couple times, right? Our tax abatement policy back in 2016. Town had one a long time ago, right? We made it a little bit better, enticing for folks to come to town, which has worked. And then I think we tweaked it a little bit a couple of years ago too, right? We tweaked some of yeah. So this seems different to me this time, but that's my, you know, first kind of glance at it tonight.
Trying to understand the progression. The developer builds a unit, it has a value. But when he sells that unit, the abatement's over.
Correct, because the new owner's.
But the new owner might get a small advantage during the portion of the year that he owns it.
Exactly.
But it is bringing development and tax dollars into town.
It is.
And presumably you'll have 54 businesses there that will have vehicles to be taxed and employees and generate commerce. I mean, there could be 200 people working there easily. And that's what our abatement program is for.
Yeah.
Is it, as the tax assessor, is it simple enough to function like that? Can you just end it that end of the first tax year?
I can administer it the way it's set up, as long as the council doesn't have a problem with the new owner receiving a small
Small
benefit
benefit.
in July.
As long as it's only that portion of the year, I'd be okay with it, because I think it is bringing in the dollars and tons worth. The zoning issues and inconvenience for the roads and all of that is not in our purview. That's a done deal, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand the issues the neighbors are having and all of that. And
the zone, right, remember,
what
planning
we
and
do with the
zoning,
taxes won't affect it at this point.
yeah, many of the issues that were brought up was planning and zoning issues, which they already did. I assume they did a traffic study and.
Maureen is still on.
Maureen, yeah, you can, just to answer, you know, other issues before we finish this one. Maureen, right, obviously the issues about the traffic on the road and all that, that's all planning and zoning from my recollection on planning and zoning for 12 years. So not part of this discussion, but go ahead.
Yeah, certainly, you know, we had the full meetings, et cetera, complete with their engineers providing traffic study. Actually, I think it was this one there where the traffic engineer, I thought, I actually referred a few other people to the tape because I thought that he had just articulated what a traffic study is and what it's showing, extremely well. And again, the supporting materials for the ultimate approval of the project. I do want to clarify that from the zoning standpoint, generally speaking, the zoning won't do a sign off on a CO for an individual unit. We do a building at a time. So
Yeah.
a building would be CO'd as opposed to each individual.
Unit.
Generally, I don't want to say never because, there may be a circumstance where we, on some project at some point where we would CO an individual unit, but generally we CO a building at a time.
Okay, that's good. So I would, just because it is a little complicated, it's kind of the first time we've heard this, some changes to it, and we've talked about this, quite a bit, this development. Love it, glad it's here, it's all good. But I think what I would suggest before we proceed, I think we just have a little bit more discussion and just kind of get familiar with it a little bit more than just kind of make a decision tonight. I don't know if that affects, I think, I don't.
You do have time.
You have
we
some
could
time,
bring it
right?
Back if you want to.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
I need to digest and wrap
Yes.
my head around this. I'm not comfortable with
Agreed.
it, quite
I-
honestly, the way it's presented right now.
Yeah, we need
That
to
would be
talk
a
a little bit
new-
more about it, talk with the assessor a little bit, and just think about it.
Glad to
Yeah.
walk you through and
Yeah.
get a flavor on what the impact.
Yeah.
I believe he's gonna want to sell these units as fast as,
Yeah, I would guess, yeah.
so that benefit's not gonna be a 7-year on that building.
Yeah.
It's gonna come on the tax rolls sooner than later.
There's no guarantees with any of it, let's face it. I mean, look at the problem that we have with the lettuce factory. I mean, that was
Yeah,
supposed to be up and
yeah,
running,
yeah.
beautiful. Now we're looking at blighted. I understand, but what I'm saying to you is nothing is as it usually says it's going to be. So with that being said, I'm not comfortable moving forward with this right now. I need
I
to,
think it needs to sink in. This is the first
it's
we've
just
kind
very
of heard of this.
complicated,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
It's
know?
a lot. I will.
Yeah.
A lot to digest.
Complicated. I've
wanna
been
make
dealing with
A
this.
bad decision.
And Joe and
Yeah.
Jet, we've
Yeah.
been working on this for a while now. So
I mean, we knew it was coming and we know we discussed it in the past, but I don't think we got into the details like this with it,
maybe
obviously.
we'll bring it back with their new economic development director.
We could do that too,
know,
but
But
yeah.
for
Yep.
fairness for everyone involved,
Sure.
I think we should just work on it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't throw it away tonight, but
No.
let's see if we can
Yeah.
work it out.
Tweak it a little bit if
Yeah.
we have to, or whatever we all think, as we,
October 1 that we have to have it.
is that the time? What, when do
Yeah.
you need it by?
October 1, I'm gonna take a snapshot what's sitting there.
Okay.
Evaluate, and
Okay.
then go forward.
Yeah. So we got some time to
Got time.
learn a little bit more about it, understand it more.
Maybe first week, because we don't meet in August. So
Yes.
Be the first meeting in September.
Yes.
We bring it back
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah,
Yes.
and perhaps between now and then we can sit down and.
Work it out.
No, I agree. Okay, that
May I-
sounds good. Is that good, folks?
Mr.
Online?
Can I ask a quick question? Can I ask
Sure.
a quick question?
Yeah, of course,
So,
Sandy. Yeah.
So I thought at the beginning of this, it was said that, and maybe I'm wrong, that state statute says you couldn't take that benefit away from the new owners, but now we're saying it's only going to be for a short term?
For that grand list.
So
That-
I think,
It's for that grand list.
Groundless.
Yeah, so if the property owner, if the party that's if the entity that's a party under the agreement owns the property on, say, the 10-1-27 grand list, and they sell the property before the taxes on the 27 grand list are fully due and payable, then that buyer will receive, let's say they, buy it halfway through the year, their second half payment will be reflective of the abatement for that grand list year. So
Okay.
it's just that grand list year during which they sell the property that the non-party to the agreement / buyer would receive that benefit. That's what Joe means by a small benefit.
okay, so I just wanted to make sure that they could not come back, say legally and say, well, I bought it and this is supposed to be for 7 years, so I want it for 7 years, not just 6 months.
No, they're not a party to the agreement, so.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just needed that clarification.
All right, so we're gonna just table this for the moment and put it back in September and look at it and understand it thoroughly before we make any decision, right? Thanks, thanks, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. So we'll move on then to agenda item number 2.
Oh, God, only 2, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
we're only, so seeing as Counselor Prusen's not here, we have a bid waiver.
Oh, wow, there we go. Ooh, we could get this done quickly, huh? Yes, no, I know, I know.
This is an annual item with the Berlin Pack Memorial Library. This is the Connecticut Library Consortium. This is over 1,000 members belong to this. This is an annual renewal as well as the Library Connection. Oh, and Ingram. Ingram is our book vendor and our director, Carrie.
Carrie.
Done.
Hi,
There
yes.
she is.
Hey, hey, Carrie, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. What's up?
Yes, this is just an annual request for to waive the town's bidding procedures and approve the issuing of purchase orders for the next fiscal year for Ingram, which is our book vendor, and for Library Connection Inc., which is the consortium that we belong to with over 30 plus libraries. So because we're part of the Connecticut Library Consortium and the Library Connection LCI, we get the best discounts. They've already been provided.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks familiar. We've seen it before, huh?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Any questions, folks?
Nope.
If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the town's bidding procedures and approve issuing purchase orders for the 2027 fiscal year for the following vendors due to the library's participation in the Connecticut Library Consortium and in the Library Connection Incorporated. As the best discounts have already been provided, this is in the best interest of the town.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Carrie. All right.
Is it the full? Did the action need to say Ingram?
I took it from.
Do I need to finish reading the
Yeah.
two bullet points?
Oh, all right, let's amend, we'll just amend that.
Do over?
Yeah.
Continuation of.
Continuation.
Yeah,
of the
continue that.
Above action needed. Supplies equal $3,000. Circulating materials equal $71,250. Ingram for adult, child, and teen books, total of $74,550. Databases equaling $425. Circulating materials, $2,300. Supplies, $400. Data services, $33,000. Audio visual, $35,000. And Library Connection Incorporated, total of $71,125.
All right.
I'll second that again.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, we added some things to the motion just for the sake of all those in favor.
Aye.
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 All right. Opposed? All right. So moved. The corrected motion. Thank you.
Great. Thank you all. All right, so we'll move to agenda item number 3. This is in regards to environmental consulting at 1567 Berlin Turnpike.
Where is that?
This is right outside Sage Park.
Oh.
The old Dothan dealer.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
Oh, is it Dan Creed?
Yeah.
Remember Dan Creed?
That's Dan Creed. On the agenda. So with this is so Deep did a report, and because of the report, there's more evaluation that is needed on this and this verification report. There is a request to increase the contract with Alta Environmental, who we've been working with, to continue to work to comply with this property. And so funding for this is drawing down, but we do have the $10,000 to cover this additional cost. And so the action would be to waive the bidding process and authorize the town to enter a not to exceed contract amendment with Alta Environmental. So this is one that I've been working with Jim Mahoney on for quite some time. I know there was concern with the property and deep. We have a meeting coming up, I believe it's tomorrow, with the state on this property and continuing to work to make sure that we're in compliance with the environmentals on the property. So this is just an ongoing as you see with Steel Boulevard, which we'll be talking about in a bit. The remediation and the
It's just raw land, right? There's not a building there. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a,
That I was.
yeah, with the
looking at this,
buses, yeah,
yeah.
with the buses, yeah. The car dealership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, okay, appreciate that.
Okay.
If there's no more questions, go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the bidding process and authorize the town manager to enter a not to exceed contract amendment with Alta Environmental of $10,000 for environmental consulting services related to the audit of the verification report for the property at 1567 Berlin Turnpike, the cost of which has already been paid or will be paid by Fortitude RE, as this is in the best interest of the town.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions on this from the council? Hearing none, we'll take a vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. The next item, and I alluded to this, we've talked about it in the past a number of times. This is Steel Boulevard, but this is the need for a contract amendment with Lorero Engineering. This is, if you read the agenda item, there's a number of items that we've been working with Lorero on, and the environmental, we're going to have to continue the environmental post remediation. There's annual inspections and monitoring, and the list goes on. The good news with this is we did have our insurer Chubb, which is covering a portion of the cost here, as well as there were some existing purchase orders that we were able to clean up. So the request today is to authorize a contract amendment for additional services with Lorero Engineering, and this is with monitoring, general consultation, and the fee in total is $130,516,000, of which the $43,000 would be paid by the insurance. Then we have $10,000 cleaned up from existing purchase orders. So the ask of the town would be $76,000 is what would be needed, $844.28, which would come from the Farmington Avenue grant account. And so we do have, I see Kevin Bitteman with Lorero. He's been the LEP on this for some time.
Mhm.
So I'll turn over to Kevin to see if you guys have any questions for him. Or Kevin, do you want to add on anything here?
No, I would just say that these are wrap-up tasks for post remediation. This is mostly groundwater monitoring to comply with the regulations. So this is all stuff that has to be done, but the bulk of the work is done, and this is kind of in a wrap-up phase so that we can submit a verification report similar to your item 3 and close out the brownfield cleanup program.
Thank you, Kevin.
Don't hold your.
Thanks. Yeah, I know. It's a project that never ends, that's for sure. That's for sure, the remediation that never ends. Okay, folks, any questions? No, we've certainly been dealing with this for a very long time, and obviously it will continue for a while, which we knew. So we'll go ahead and take a motion, Charlie.
Move to waive the bidding process and authorize the town manager to enter a contract amendment with Lorero Engineering, $130,516 for the status update for the monitoring and general consultation with $43,303 of this cost funded directly by Chubb, $10,368.72 by elimination of existing purchase orders, and $76,844.28 from the Farmington Avenue non-grant local account, and to authorize the town attorney to send a letter to Lorero Engineering notifying it of the purchase orders reductions.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Donna. Any other comments or questions on this? from the council? Hearing none, take a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you all. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 5. This one's an exciting one. This one we've talked about before. This is the Sage Park parking lot improvement and the authorization to use Connecticut LoSiP grant funding in order to do this. Speaking with our town engineer earlier today, I am told that the contractor is ready to start tomorrow on this project.
Oh, wow, wow.
So they're ready to go.
Good.
We'd like to get council approval to do so, and this is just a formal approval from you, and you can see the map that's in your packet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
What the project will entail, but
Yeah, nice.
It's a great project. We've talked about it, in the past, and looking forward to getting this going.
Yeah, this is great. Getting that done, finally.
Yep.
Nice.
Does that mean it'll be done before football season?
Better be.
We're hoping. That's why we want to get it going, right?
That would be terrific for me. Just saying. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, any questions, folks? We certainly talked about this before.
Yep.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a motion.
Move to approve the Sage Park parking lot project and authorize the town manager to use the state Connecticut LoSiP grant of $327,563.68 for renovations to the Sage Park parking lot and portions of Sorana Drive.
Thank you, second.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Donna. Hearing no other comments or questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's so moved. All right, let's get paving. Get fixing.
Right, thank you all. So moving along, item 6, this is a land conveyance. This is a development in town, Nature's Edge. I'll turn over to Maureen, and with the completion of this, there's an open space requirement that needs to be turned over to the town, and we are at that point where we can accept an open parcel, and there's a map included, but Maureen, I'll turn it over to you.
So, as I go into this agenda item, this is relates to the approved and substantially built out open space subdivision that Earl Rookland has off of West Lane. It's West Lane and Nature's Edge Court. It was a 3-phase project. As part of it, it obviously was an open space subdivision and included open space parcels. One parcel was already transferred to the land trust. The other parcel is at the easterly extent of the subdivision, and it contains the drainage improvements for the stormwater runoff for the road, etc. And this is to accept the subdivision, the open space parcel, and to go with it for the town and add to our coffers.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. Any questions, folks, on this?
No.
All right, we're good. So let's take a motion.
Move to accept open space parcel A, Nature's Edge subdivisions, West Lane as town open space improved with drainage improvements, related easements and conservation easement. And authorize the town staff in coordination with Corporation Council to prepare and record the required maps and documentation with the town clerk.
Second.
Second that.
Thank you. Hearing no other comments or questions, vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you. So, agenda item number 7. This is the item that Attorney Kern had mentioned during audience of citizens. This is the easement. We've spoken about this. The council had previously authorized the $255,000 to be used, which was 15% of the purchase price to purchase for the Berlin Land Trust to purchase this property. Now, with that, we also wanted a public access and to ensure there was public access. And as was mentioned earlier, there is also an OSWA grant that is on the 20 some odd, 20.08 other acres. But because the OSWA grant did not cover the homestead, the house, and the 7 acres on that parcel, the town felt that an additional easement was necessary in order to protect that and add some hiking trails, some walking trails that will be contiguous with the other parcel as well. And so Maureen is on again, so I'll turn over to Maureen, but I think Dennis did a good job earlier covering a lot of the topics.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. I think Attorney Kern gave you a great summary of this item and just polished it up. I think every point I was going to make is checked off now of my list. Thank you both for that. The funds, I'll just add that the funds are from the fee in lieu of open space account, which, and it was previously referred to Planning and Zoning Commission for its 824 review. It was granted a unanimous endorsement for the 824 review for this easement. We've been working on the language of the easement with the land trust, and we think we're very close, but of course the final phrasing always subject to Corporation Council eyes and ears on the documentation. Do you have any other questions? I'd love to fill in blanks if you have questions, but I think it's all been covered.
Yeah. Thanks, Maureen and Dennis. Okay, folks, any other questions?
Nope.
No, I think we understand it and happy with this piece of property. It's pretty exciting to add this to the town here, and it's going to be great. So with that, we'll take a motion.
Move to authorize the town manager to enter into a grant agreement with the town of Berlin Land Trust and Trust of Public Land for $255,000 to be taken from the open space account toward the cost of acquiring and preserving the Nelson Angus Moore Homestead property, and to accept on behalf of the town a conservation and public access easement on the 3 acre section of the 7.4 portion of the Nelson Angus Moore Homestead in the vicinity of the house, subject to the recording of the OSWA grant conservation and public access easement on contiguous 20.08 acre portion of the property, and subject to the review and approval of the Corporation Council.
A second.
I'll second that.
Thanks. Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you very much.
It's all good.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you, Dennis. We'll see you soon.
Maureen. Thanks, Dennis. See ya.
Thank you.
Dennis.
Whoops.
We will,
Didn't sound good.
that's, you good? All right. We'll see,
I know.
we'll see you at the property soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's cool.
Take care now.
All right.
All right. Well, judging by the remaining audience, it looks like Parks and Grounds may be up. So this agenda item is to purchase a Toro mower, which this has been talked about and approved previously, and this is also off Sourcewell contract.
Woody, this is exciting, buying a lawnmower. I don't know if it stands up to some of the past issues we've had tonight, but it's exciting. We're glad you're here talking to us.
I didn't
Yeah.
think this was the first one, so I'll go with it.
Does it come with a radio for $180,000?
It comes with an AM FM radio.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
An 8-track, an 8-track. There we go.
I still got one.
Lowe's and thought $5,000 a lot of money, but $180,000 for a lawnmower.
Wow.
is quite a mower.
Yes. So this is the brother to the one that we purchased last year. We are looking to replace our 1996 Jacobson HR 15 with this. With any luck, this will serve us 10 to 15 years of great luxurious lawns throughout the town of Berlin, and mowing at 16 feet at a clip.
Wow.
Look at the
Jeez. Wow.
difference.
Whoa. Yeah.
Imagine that.
With the new mower,
What's on my lawn?
Pistol Creek is right around 77 acres.
Okay.
We can mow that probably just shy of 8 hours.
Wow.
Where before it used to take us 2 days.
Oh, okay.
So with
Okay.
all the open
Interesting.
space and everything we've invested
Yeah.
through all of these years, it has been a tremendous asset. And having them two on board, I mean, this is probably the first year in 26. We have not received any complaints of any fields being clumpy,
Oh,
not mowed, not maintained.
nice.
Haven't made the buzz out or Facebook or anywhere else.
Don't tell anybody. Yeah, let's not, yeah, let's keep that a secret.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And we're just really excited and thank you all for investing in this with us.
So I gotta say, the other, we're gonna go visit the homestead. I think I wanna go visit this mower.
I want to ride.
I think I wanna ride on it, and I wanna see this baby in action.
Drive it. I'm just gonna make sure it's covered by insurance. Let you drive it. You guys can rate it.
You just test it out at my house when you get it.
Yeah, it's got a backup alarm. I'm impressed.
I'm gonna lose my job over here.
Make sure it works right.
Yeah, I'd like to see this baby in action sometime.
And then your expertise will work. Thank you.
Huh?
Yeah.
No, I won't ride it. I would never do that.
He's blocking his ears.
Since so, or was the
Yeah, I just want to see it rolling down the fairway there or whatever.
you go.
Yeah, so. Ah, that's good. Excellent, excellent. You mean I can't drive the snowplow in the winter?
Nah,
That would be scary. Yeah, of course.
don't give Charlie the keys.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that sounds like quite the machine. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
All right, saving a lot of time. That's a good thing. And making things look a lot nicer, which we like, because you guys already do a great job.
Beautiful. Everything
You guys
looks
do
good.
phenomenal. So, see, we could always improve, Woody, huh?
I agree.
Yeah, that's good. All right,
Yeah,
folks.
Good answer, Woody.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Find the
He's got 4
Yeah, yeah.
bucks here.
I think that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, no, he's been here a couple times before.
This is the easiest of my 3, so I'm
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
playing right now.
well, let's enjoy. Let's take a motion.
Okay.
To approve the purchase of one Toro Groundmaster 59
Damn.
and mower and appropriate accessories for Parks and Grounds Department utilizing Sourcewell contract number 129829 for an amount not to exceed $180,000, utilizing the fiscal year 27 funds.
Second.
I will second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll take a vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
So moved. All right.
Number nine, I think, is easier than Steve's letting on.
Oh, is it easy?
Got it
Well,
down
let's,
pat.
well, let's see.
We're here for the fish kill.
We definitely have this.
Down pat.
All right, okay.
We've been through this before.
I know you have, so
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mark Prusen for meeting me on site because before I went for breaking the bid waiver rule, wanted his blessing.
There we go.
Nervous as I was, and I didn't want
Good.
to take my chances.
Yes.
So we met on site. We went through the last 6 years of the whole entire process of how it started, how it got going.
Yeah.
We went over the fish kill that I still remember to this day.
Yes, yes.
Through that, and this is primarily the reason that I ask for the bid waiver every year. We'll continue to do so.
Yeah.
Drew is on from Water and Wetland, and I can't thank them enough for their expertise, always coming out, always willing to field all the phone calls. They can speak to I think Drew can touch base on the dicot issue that happened last year, where there was the public outcry that started from a rapper who decided to post something about it, which kind of set some people into a frenzy of how safe and how cautious Water and Wetland is when it comes to this. Drew, you're on the stage.
Yeah, so our primary goal for the town of Berlin, we manage 3 ponds there. We manage the Paper Goods Pond, Railroad Pond, and Veterans Memorial Pond. So essentially, we're there trying to control the aquatic invasive species, specifically the water chestnut that is at Paper Goods. That's actually at all 3 ponds. We treat it at Paper Goods and Railroads with aquatic use herbicide. The one that we use for the water chestnut has no water use restrictions, so it's considered safe by the EPA as well as Connecticut Deep to use the water for irrigation, even drink from the water because it is incredibly diluted. The primary concern is the dicot There's a 3-day drinking restriction, so it's not safe for human consumption to drink from the water directly. That is for 3 days after we use the dicot. There's also a 3-day irrigation restriction and a 1-day livestock consumption restriction for the dicot as well.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Questions, folks? We've certainly been through this.
Yep.
Every year, and I know we got better at this too, right, Woody? We've
We
improved.
definitely got better at this, and
Yes.
per Donna's recommendation, we will hand flyers out to all residents.
Yes.
That surrounding
Yes.
area.
Yes. Let's do that.
Post
Yes.
it in high vis yellow.
Yeah. There we
It'll
go.
be well seen
Good.
from everybody 2 days prior to
No, good.
application.
Maybe
Good.
we could get a competing rap this year, Steve, from yourself. I don't know.
Not gonna happen.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. No, keep the public aware, and that's good. And glad that we always put this out there that it's as safe as we can get, and we don't want our ponds destroyed either, right? So, okay. If there's no other questions, go ahead and take a motion.
Move to waive the town's bidding procedure for fiscal year 2027 to Water and Wetland LLC in the amount of $30,000 for yearly service installation and removal of fountains at Veterans Park, including permitting, treatment of invasive species, and several waterways throughout the town, as this is in the best interest of the town.
I will second that.
Thank you. If there's no other questions or comments, go ahead and take a motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. So, next one, Veterans Memorial Pedestrian Boardwalk Bridge.
Yes, so
Yes. What are we doing here?
we noticed over the last couple of years, we've had several large areas of the bridge that were failing.
Yeah.
Meeting on site and talking to Charlie Calarisi, we figured it was time to start to think about replacing the decking. We had a couple contractors come out and look at it, knowing that we were gonna go over the $25,000 threshold. We asked for a capital improvement of right around $30,000. And we kind of went from the figures that we got from the one bid when we went out to bid for Pistol Creek, which came in for 150 feet of bridge to be replaced for like $51,000. And that was just replacing the wood, which was kind of almost half the size of currently what we're trying to do at Veterans Park. So we figured $30,000 or $32,000 was a good number to use. We went out to bid, the bids came in. When the bids came in, they ranged from $37,000 to $182,000.
Oof. Yeah, I see that. Whoa.
And when we started to go through it with Earth Contractors and Gothier Construction, we kind of figured out, okay, did we miss something? Is there something that we missed that didn't come right? So I reached out to York Bridges. York Bridges, of course, put me in contact with Port Lumber, which is out of Long Island, to make sure that our numbers were good, their numbers were good. And when you start breaking it down, it seems like a lot, but it's only $6,000 worth of materials for the decking, the beams, and everything. So
it's
it
the
really put the
labor.
182,000 in consideration of really where did they get that number.
Right.
And by looking at some of the numbers that are over $100,000, once we got to the $100,000, we knew that was going to add 40% for prevailing wages. A lot of these are professional dock builders and at the same time licensed union carpenters. So that kind of drove it up.
Okay.
So
I'll do it.
once again, our site visit with Gothier and Earth Contractors, we feel extremely confident that both of them can handle the project using the right material, not skimp anything, not cutting any corners. We did originally not include the railings. And by talking with Charlie Calarisi, of course, he was like, the Veterans Commission would be willing to use the brick funds to add to the total. And I don't like using those funds because I don't think that's what they're meant for.
No.
So we're going to take the remaining funds out of my contractual services in fiscal year 27 to get the job done.
Right.
Date of completion is we are looking to have it completed by Veterans Day.
Oh.
This year on November 11th.
That's great.
Oh, that's good. Nice.
Now, the material that is it PT that you're using?
So it's a CDC pressure treated lumber that's specially comes out of Long Island. It's made for docks.
Okay.
York Bridges is probably one of the largest manufacturers of bridges on golf courses and anywhere that's surrounding waterways.
Okay.
And that is the only company they use, and that's the only company they will recommend to use. We did reach out to York Bridges twice, once to look at the ones at Pistol Creek and once to look at the ones at Veterans Park. And their answer was, I can't afford for them to fly here.
Oh,
So they were more than willing to send me all the documents, all the procurements, and everything they've used on every bridge everywhere. So I feel very confident with the $37,000 going with Earth Contractors and Gauthier Brothers, and I'm very shocked by the other numbers that are here.
Yeah.
'Cause they
Well, the
don't,
prevailing way, I mean, 40%, it's
I mean, even
crazy.
even the $80,000 or the 86,000,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Crazy, crazy.
Interesting.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate all your hard work on this. And you'd think this would not be that difficult, but I guess in today's world, everything's difficult. But
I read the RFP on this job for some reason, and there is a danger they might find damage in those beams. Do you expect anything? Has there been any indication?
Not that we've looked at the dolphins by climbing underneath there. There is a very little amount of surface rot on the bottom of the boards, and the only surface rot that's on the bottom of the boards is where it's touching the ground. That's part of the thing of them coming in. They're going to wrap it with like a 3M tape on top of it, and at the same time, they will carry and put some crushed stone underneath it. And I think we're carrying like a 10% contingency. So if one of the dolphins
Just in
was
case.
bad,
So we're not expecting a giant hit.
nothing that we showed really any structural damage anywhere.
I know something could come up, but I mean,
We could probably reuse the 3x10s that are there.
How old's that bridge?
20.
Is it really?
it's 20 years old?
That's worth.
Yeah, I was wondering, I was going to ask that question. Yeah.
the
Yeah,
top
it's hard to
though?
believe. Yeah.
that sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
See the bidding work this time.
The bidding did work.
Huh.
Mark missed it.
Well, folks, remember,
Watch the council meeting.
many years ago, we always started the bidding. I don't think there was a lot of bidding going on before then, hence the debt was so big, but we did fix that with all this bidding, other than a few waivers we do now and then, so. That's why it's all working, so. Any other questions on this? If not, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to award project ID number 2026-26 for Veterans Memorial Pedestrian Boardwalk and Walk Bridge Repair to Earth Contractors LLC of Kensington, Connecticut. It is estimated amount of $40,755, utilizing fiscal year 27 funds.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All right, hearing no other questions or concerns, we'll go ahead and vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so moved.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you,
evening.
everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Yeah, have a good night.
What did-
See you, Woody. They were all right, not bad.
When do we get a ride on the lawnmower?
Wait, we can't do that, Charlie. We're not doing that. We're gonna watch it from the car. Okay, we'll do, yes, we're gonna watch it. I am curious to see that in action.
I just
The
never
law-
seen a $180,000 lawnmower.
Well, I'd like to see it. Well, I did note on was looking at that,
Spin.
there were some
wheels,
turn signals on it too.
backup
Yeah, I
bumper.
don't know what else is it. We'll have to see it. We gotta see it when it comes.
We're
up.
very good at selecting the right equipment to get it done, so.
Yeah.
No, hey, listen, if you're saving that much time, 2 days to cut the grass and you can do it in 8 hours, a lot better too.
It's
All right. Anyway, yes, sir. Let's move. Yes, let's
Move it on. All right. So the
Move
next one, this is, I'm filling in for our HR director.
Okay.
Carabetta tonight. It's her daughter's high school graduation.
Oh,
I said I would
congratulations.
cover the contract renewals.
Yeah.
So and
Understood.
We have two. So
Yes.
the first one is the Berlin Police Union contract. And so you'll see, I did sit on the negotiations for this along with Paula, our chief and deputy chief for the town. And we worked with the union and the big one, and I'll just go over some of the big changes here. The big ask of the union was to bid shifts this year. They want to be able to bid on shifts.
Okay.
And so you'll see that's reflected in the hours of work here. Some tweaks to vacation, personal days. There was a change the chief requested with discipline and discharge to have the authority to to have discipline for 40 hours instead of, it was only 2 to 3 days before. So
Okay.
added some ability there. You'll see wages for 3 years, effective July 1, 26, 3%, and then 3.5 in 27 and 28. Also, the canine handler will be receiving an annual stipend. We have 3 of $7,500. And we did look at all the other canine handlers in the state. This seems, on par, if not.
So we're good with them?
Very good. Yeah. I mean, this is honestly, it's a good contract, I think, for the town and for the union, which is what you want. You want.
Sure.
They were good to work with. We had it was a number of negotiations, but everybody came to the table, willing to work and get the job done. So I think this is a good contract for everyone.
So with, in regards to this contract, and I'm sure you look at this when you work on contracts, as you should, as opposed to other departments our size and around our area or around the state for that matter. Pretty good, bad, in the middle? What, just curiosity.
It's pretty good. I mean,
Pretty good?
it all depends. I know, we look at a lot of neighboring towns.
Yes.
And we're not the best in some areas, and we're not the worst. And there's definitely trade-offs that you look at. But overall, it's a very, like I said, it's a very fair contract. I think you see that with, we've been fortunate to have good retention here in Berlin.
Yeah.
And so,
today. Yeah.
and so, yeah, I mean, I think, there's outlier towns that maybe have, some higher compensation here and you could pick it with anything, the canine officers, for instance. But overall, I think we're on par. We're right there with our neighbors.
That's good. And the union and the command staff there, the managers, everyone seems to be fairly happy with this.
They all ratified it.
They all did, right? Everyone,
Yeah,
so
okay,
they're good
good.
with it. Yeah, good. No, I
So
thought they did. I just want to make sure. But yeah, okay. Questions, folks? Read through it earlier, but
We have a choice.
well, there's always a choice, but there's always a choice.
Not a
But
good one.
well, no, it's not. But no, so it seems pretty fair to everybody, what I've read and other towns are doing. So, all right, there's no other comments or questions. We'll go ahead and
Jeff, do you want me to abstain? Would that be? Okay, thank you.
take a motion, Charlie.
Move to approve and authorize the town manager to enter into a contract with the Berlin Police Union Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 56 from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th of 2029.
Take a second on that.
I'll second it.
Second.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, if there's no other questions or comments, take a vote on this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
One abstention.
One abstention. All right, thank you. All right, so any opposed? All right, so moved. Thank you.
all.
Thank you.
And the next one, we have one more, and this is with our emergency dispatcher union contract.
Yes.
This one, I know, I didn't sit on this one. I believe it was only 2 meetings, if I'm not mistaken. It was very,
Okay.
a lot of just, housekeeping items on this, cleaning up some stuff. So you'll see hours and work shifts outlined here as far as rotations. Updates on the hiring process and the probationary period, a clothing allowance, updates to the clothing allowance, and then the wages, again at 3%, 3.5%, and 3.5%. So this was a little bit more straightforward, I believe, than the police union contract. But again, another good contract, and certainly thank you to the dispatcher union as well.
And they're
Yeah.
good with it? The guys are good?
Yes.
Guys and gals?
Yes.
Everybody, yeah, they're good. Yeah, no, thanks for everybody for both these, right? Working on it. It's never, it's a lot of work, I know. It's not always easy, but as long as we get to where everyone at least feels somewhat happy with it all. So best we could do, and fair to everybody, our employees certainly. our officers, our dispatchers, important folks in our town. So, okay, any other questions, folks? We good? All right, we'll go ahead and take a motion.
Move to approve and authorize the town manager to enter into a contract with the CALU local 911 emergency dispatchers from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2029.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, we'll take a vote on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, so
Doggy.
motion carries. All right,
That's it.
yeah, good luck, folks. The police department, dispatchers, our officers,
God bless.
yeah, stay safe and
Yeah.
keep doing a good job you're doing. Thank you. All right. So where are we now? To our
Central Health District.
appointments? Got a
Yeah,
couple
appointment here.
appointments here, right? Yes, indeed.
Okay.
What do we got? The first one,
That check.
take nominations for the Central Connecticut,
I would like to nominate Patricia Checo.
all right, appreciate that. Any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll call in nominations. All those in favor of Patricia? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Welcome, Patricia. Back. And what do we have? So we have,
George.
yeah, one more, right? We have a slot open due to a resignation, right? From Andrea Millard was on Planning and Zoning and as a regular member, and she has,
If she found a replacement.
yes, she found a replacement who was an alternate
Yep.
on there. So go ahead and open the nominations
I'd
for.
like to nominate George Miller,
All right.
Planning and Zoning.
All right, thank you. Any other, hearing no other nominations, we'll close the nominations. All those in favor of George?
Aye.
All right. So moved.
That was
All right.
painless.
Did we have vacancies on the Historic Commission?
Oh, think
So
so.
what happened on Historic District is I believe that Pam's going to retire or resign, but I haven't gotten her letter yet.
Oh, okay.
Who?
All right.
Who,
And then at that point,
who resigned?
Petro has not.
Who
I-
resigned?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
My understanding is that Pam Petro will resign, but
Oh.
I have not received it yet.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, she could stay on for another year.
Right, right.
So I don't know, but there was some conversation about that. You're
Okay.
totally right.
Huh.
You know more than most people, Peter. I was just talking about this.
My wife would not agree with that.
So there was,
Do you know better, Peter, or
there
what?
was some conversation about that.
Oh. Okay, well, on to, there weren't any special committees, were there?
No,
I don't believe so. All right, so we'll go acceptance of the June 2nd minutes. Take a motion on that.
We accept the June 2nd minutes as presented.
I will second that.
Thank you. Hearing one abstain, all right, so we'll take a vote on that. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
And what do we have, one abstention, Peter? All right, so motion carries, so
He was having fun.
I'll set on that. And we have a motion to adjourn. So- Huh?
I second that, Peter.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, any opposed? All right, so moved, folks. Thank you all
Good
for
night.
coming. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And it moved right along.
No, we had a lot of stuff, but good stuff. Very good. Now that's
Well, you kind of feel bad for that guy because he
abatement.
the deal, figured he.
The tax abatement thing? Yeah, we gotta figure that out. I don't.
Yes.